Aloha, Monica here with monicaswanson.com, and today I brought a special friend, Luke Swanson.
Hello.
Luke is my third of 4 sons, and I'm really excited that he gets to join us today as we tackle our second conversation in my series, which is all about conversations to have with your teens and tweens now. Today's conversation is about talking to your kids about their future, and Luke has volunteered to really have a unscripted, casual conversation about his future. So if you want, you might want to grab your kids, gather around. Again, this is a topic that is really between you and your kids. This is something that's going to look a little different for every family. Most of these conversations will be that way. But you can read some of the talking points I recommend over at my blog. I hope you will at monicaswanson.com. But for today, just to kind of give some examples and do a little fun role-playing or modeling, Luke and I are just going to have a fun conversation about his future. So, Luke, first of all, how old are you?
I'm 13.
Just turned 13 recently. And you are in what grade?
7th.
So, Luke, how often do you think about your future?
Kind of a lot. I mean, yeah, kind of a lot.
Luke is unique, like some of your kids might be, in that he is a competitive athlete. And he dreams of one day being a
Professional surfer.
Now, Luke trains a lot in surfing. He competes a lot. It's a pretty big part of his life. So, Luke, do you think it's a realistic goal to be a professional surfer one day?
Yeah.
Yeah. And as his mom, I agree that that is a very good possibility that Luke will be a professional surfer one day. And therefore, his father and I support him and pour a lot into that because we think he's pretty great. So, but let's continue the conversation, because if your kid wants to be a professional athlete or kind of anything out of the ordinary, this is still a conversation I think you need to have because there's a lot of factors involved. So, Luke, what are some of the things that you, well, first of all, let's just look at what does a professional surfer do after high school? So you're going to graduate high school, right?
Yeah.
And then what does life look like if you pursue professional surfing?
Yeah, well, the whole thing with competitive surfing is you pretty much travel around the world and surf at different locations in contests. So
And you take your mom.
Yeah, I'll take her.
And how do you make money if you're a professional surfer?
Usually through contracts with your company or through contests. If you do well or win or get high up, then you'll usually make money.
Right. So there's professional surfers that barely scrape by, and there's some that do really, really well, right?
Yes, yes.
So that's exciting. Now, what have we encouraged you to do throughout your junior high and high school years, regardless if surfing is going to happen or not?
Well, most of all, just get good grades in school.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Got to keep focused, right?
Yeah.
Right. And if you do go into the professional surfing career right away, what have we talked about being kind of a plan in the while you're doing that?
Yeah, well, even through surfing, I've made it kind of a high probability that I'm going to go to college. So even if I'm surfing, my dad and my mom have talked to me about online college, or if I am not continuing with my surfing, I'll be going to a college. So
Right.
yeah.
This looks pretty smart too. And online courses would be a great way to keep your education while you're traveling. I'm sure it would be challenging, but doable. We know people who do.
A lot of distractions, but hopefully I'll get by with that.
That's right, especially since his mom will be with him.
Yeah.
Anyway, and because surfing has so many variables, we're aware, and we've talked about the possibility things can happen. Performance may not continue to be as good as it's been, or maybe you could get hurt, or somehow your path could change. And you're aware of that.
Yeah, definitely.
And that could happen sooner or later. Some pros only last a little while on tour, and others go for many, many years. If you don't, if you're not on tour, if you're not surfing competitively as a professional, then what are some of the things you're interested in for a future career?
Well, my dad is a doctor, so through that, it's kind of rubbed off on me a little bit. So, that seems like a cool way of studying people and how they work and how to help them, and then also just working with other people. I like being around people.
It's pretty social.
Yeah.
So some of the things we've talked about, the surf industry has a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, and then I mean, if I don't do that, then doing something involved with like the surfing community as far as business or companies, working for companies, any of that sounds fun.
Sounds
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for now, he works hard in school, gets good grades, and we pray.
Yep.
Pray about the future, ask for God's guidance, and it's about the best thing we can do, right?
Yep.
So, right there, pretty easy conversation. Obviously, we've talked about this stuff once or 100 times,
Yep.
but it's really good stuff to talk about. And again, I have some real specific talking points over at the blog. We'd love to hear from you. We hope you'll subscribe to this YouTube channel because we're going to keep coming on and talking as we go through the rest of these conversations in the series. So thank you guys so much. Feel free to leave a comment, and we'll see you again soon. Aloha.